Hello, hello, lovely beings. Welcome to today's episode of The Autumn Mindset. 'Tis I, your host and mindset guide, Autumn Oakley. So, we're in Tulum. We're outside by the ocean, just went for a little dip, got changed, and we're going to do a podcast episode. Why not? So you hear the calming sounds of the waves in the background. Ooh, ah. Bring some calm to all of the craziness and all of the hard times people are facing in the world right now. So, listen to my voice. Hear the words I have to say. And if something triggers you, triggers lead to truth. But also, listen to the waves. Let the waves come over you to a space of calm. Because life is hard. Life is triggering. So whenever you can hear the waves, whenever you can ground yourself, whenever you can take a moment just to relax, be with yourself, enjoy the moment, go ahead and embrace that in fullness. That's always my advice. I'm really bad at taking that advice, and it's something I've been working on for a very long time. But today is not about me. Today is about you. And this episode, I wanted to talk about your money blocks. I want to talk about your money blocks and how I've come to know that there's two main emotional states that are actually going to benefit you that you need to address. We'd like to talk about, when we're facing fear or scarcity with money. Those are the two ones we talk about all the time, that we fear money. If we have too much, can we keep it? Can we hold it? When we're talking about, a scarcity of money, do we have enough? We need to save. I can't get rid of things. I need to sell things. Like all of these different, aspects of fear and scarcity and lack. And those are the three we talk about all the time in accordance to your blocks. But what I found to be true in different stages in my life is that it's actually the things sometimes that are blocked from our view, and that comes down to the embodiment of shame you have around finances, and secondly, the hopelessness. So at different stages in my life, when I was facing money struggles, when things were, really stuck, this is what I came to know, and this is what I learned. And this is, kind of shifting my perspective, because I think a lot of us are really focused on the scarcity, the lack, and we're wondering why we can't manifest more abundance. I'm facing the scarcity, I'm facing the lack, I'm facing my limiting beliefs, and we're trying to shift this perspective. We're trying to pursue the things, and we attract who we are. We attract in accordance to the aligned actions we take, the self we embody with our mindset, our perception on life, and the beliefs that we hold. So, when we're looking at these details, it comes to, really just clarify the fact that, if we feel scarcity or lack, that's not, completely, shut out. And I think that's where the mind kind of leads us, because people always say, if you have a scarcity mindset, if you have a lack mindset, lack still means you have some. Scarcity still means you have some. And that's the perspective shift we need, is that when you're really stuck in finances, the two biggest emotional states you're going to have to overcome and really try to get clear about, why it's coming up, is the shame you feel around finances and the hopelessness you feel around finances. When you're really stuck in a position and you don't know what to do, you naturally feel hopeless. When you don't have people in your life, when you don't have assistance, when you are really in a situation like that, let's be real, you're going to feel hopeless. You're not going to really know what to do. So these two emotional states are going to be the ones that are really going to help you, but you really need to go and dig deep into the subconscious patterns that you're holding on to, the beliefs that have been passed down through your family for generations, really just digging deep into what is triggering these emotional states of the shame you feel around finances and the hopelessness you feel. Because like I said, when we feel scarcity or lack, that still means there's some. Oh, hello, little auntie. But anyways, the ants are crawling all over me. So when we're talking about these two emotions, this is going to be, we're going to feel really stuck, but we're not always aware that we are embodying this emotion. We're not always aware that we feel shame around money. We're not always aware that we're going to feel hopeless, in different times. And, with all the struggles going on in the world, people are losing their homes to, disasters. People are, really worried about inflation, and at any moment in time, we could really say fact, we could just be shut off to our finances, and that's not for us to embrace. Sorry, Aunt. It's not for us to embrace fear. but we need to come out of the embodiment of the scarcity, the lack, the shame, the hopelessness that we feel, because we continue to attract that. And there were different periods in time in my life when I felt really stuck. I really became aware that, you know what, it wasn't the lack, it wasn't the scarcity, it was that I had shame around money. I had this feeling of hopelessness because I was really put in situations where I was really alone. And this is, what it's about, is that stepping into a new embodiment of yourself is what is going to manifest and attract that abundance into your life. So we focus on the lack, we focus on the scarcity. What I want you to intentionally do, start bringing your awareness to what aspects do I feel shameful around money? Is it things you've done in the past? Is it things that have happened in your family? What is it about money that brings on that sense of shame? And then I want you to focus on, what aspects would come up if you didn't have access to your funds. How would you feel hopeless? You can go ahead to practice it and just, not spend any money, not use your credit cards, have no access to anything for a period of time, maybe just even do a fast. See how you operate, see how you react. And if you're not someone who practices disciplines, if you're not someone who practices fasting, then that's really going to trigger you as well. Your ego's going to come forth and you're really going to feel hopeless. You're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel triggered to spend money, to, eat food. You're going to be like, I'm, freaking out. And that's natural. Our nervous system gets triggered into what's unfamiliar. So these are the two states, though, that we really need to bring our awareness to. And I think if you get a head start on really becoming aware of your belief systems in regards to these two emotional states and your finances, you're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be ahead of the game when things maybe fall away, when shit hits the fan. Whatever is going on in life with finances, you're going to have a head start to hold a different belief system so you can step into pursuing finances. You can become the receiver of finances. You can start attracting that abundance to you because it is who we are. We take aligned actions accordingly. It is who we are. We hold those belief systems, which leads to those aligned actions. It is who we are. We embody that energy and we attract that into our lives. So when you are looking at those, really just ask the questions like, what beliefs do I hold in regards to, shame and hopelessness around money? And when I was digging deep into this, intentionally, sometimes not in a dangerous situation, put yourself in these circumstances, put yourself in these situations to see how you react, to see how your subconscious mind falls into patterns. When you don't have people in your life to help you out, when you have removed your credit card, when, whatever you're doing to practice not having access to funds, what do? What is it you're doing? Let's say you're not even making income. You can go to work, you can do the thing, but don't access your funds. Pretend that you don't have access to a job. Put that intention in your mindset that you have no money coming in at all. Yes, you're working. Yes, you're doing the thing. Yes, you are technically making money, but set the mindset and intention to really embody what's going to come up if you don't have money coming in. What's going to come up and how are you going to react? How are you going to let go of limiting beliefs that are going to help you on that path? And that was something at different periods of time I recognized. It's when I felt hopelessness, I really didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone in my life. I felt really hopeless in that regard, and that was bringing me to a space that I had to heal abandonment wounds. I had to heal belief systems that, throughout my childhood, in different stages of my life, I felt helpless. I felt like I could not leave situations. I didn't have freedom in finances. So I was healing those wounds. And then I went ahead to, try different experiences. Some happened to me. And then I became aware of the fact that I held, belief systems that I didn't like to ask for help. So that was something I always struggled with. And then digging deeper, going into the thick of it, we always have, butterfly, hello. We always have to bring our awareness to the fact that, life is a mirror a lot of the time. So we are the ones co-creating our reality. So yes, we can sometimes say that we have these, systems, these belief systems from our past, from our childhood, from our experiences. But in the end, it comes back to us addressing, how are we showing up in the world? What is it we're projecting onto others, projecting out into the world that we need to shift and change? And that will be the process, that you dig deeper and deeper and deeper until you really uncover, why is it I feel hopeless in this situation? Why is it that I have this mindset, this perception? Why is it that I'm embodying a lot of shame around finances? And as I dug deeper, I would recognize, in the past, I felt so hopeless in my childhood. I had all these, subconscious beliefs and patterns that really were passed down through generations through my family. And I really see that now, and I really was in a perception and a state to become aware of that, and I was healing those wounds because they're not you, they're not me. But it's for us to face those wounds, to heal them, that we actually shift and let them go. So when I was going ahead to do this, I really was, healing codependency. I was really recognizing, like, while I communicated at different stages in time, like, I felt helpless in finances a lot of the time. I felt like I could never manifest finances. I had all these blocks. I always struggled. I was always losing jobs. I was always falling into chronic illness. I had all of these systems through my past experiences that led me into the hopelessness, that led me into this state that I needed the government to help me with EI in the past, that I needed people to save me, to help me, that I was like struggling and helpless. I was hopeless. And that's a part of the fun, and it's not fun when you're doing the healing, and it's not fun when you're doing the work, doing the inner work and addressing those things. But it's when you face those really harsh truths of yourself, you're going to set them free. You're going to set those belief systems free. You're going to face how you're showing up in life, and in that, you're going to heal the shame you feel around money, and perhaps how you showed up, in regards to how you showed up in finances in the past. Did you overspend? Did you take time to, pay people back? Do you still owe people money? Are you approaching situations to, get money? I know this happens in dating all the time, and this isn't, intentionally to upset you, but, there's different stages in time. And, I went to clubs, like, long past. Like, we go to clubs, and what is society taught? That the girls get free drinks, and that we're going to flirt and get free drinks. And sometimes that's the perception that that's all we need. That's all we want. And that's really not healthy. But we keep those perceptions because they've been built into society for so long that sometimes we just follow the patterns of what's been conditioned, what's been built in. But unconsciously, unknowingly, we're going to feel shame around that until we face that. It could be from years past, until you face that and say, ooh, I really did that for a long period of time. I didn't like that about myself. I'm going to really face that wound. I'm going to, embody the shame that I'm feeling with that, sitting with that, healing that, feel the shame, and then let it go. Set it free. Shame and hopelessness are the two lowest emotions that really keep you stuck, that really keep you held back from stepping into a new embodiment, to pursuing your dreams. So feel the emotions in fullness, face the elements of what you've experienced in the past, and your traumas, how you approach life, all of those details. Heal that and forgive yourself. Let it go, forgive yourself. If you can correct the situation to the best of your ability, try to fix it. Try to make it right in the best way you can. We show up in ways that we're able to in the moment. Sometimes we're in states of fight or flight. Sometimes we actually are stuck. Sometimes we're in situations that we actually are hopeless and we don't have help, but we're healing those wounds. We're not understanding why we can't get the job to manifest money. We can't, go through these different situations. So those are the two emotional states you're really going to be forced to face. You're going to really have to face, like, when you don't have access to funds, why is it you feel hopeless? And that's going to be you addressing the fact that you need to take responsibility. You need to find a way. You need to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you will not embody that version of yourself, and you will not understand why no one's hiring you. You won't understand why you can't manifest this thing. Believe in yourself and apply for jobs, create businesses, pursue things that you feel you're unqualified for. A lot of the time we don't recognize how much we've grown in energy and mindset, and I hear this all the time, and this was me in the past as well, is that we need to believe in ourselves more. We need to come out of the states of shame and hopelessness, and it's in this that we can really manifest the change. We can really attract the abundance we're looking for, but we need to shift things up a lot. So those are my two things to focus on, bring your awareness to, and this is just a short episode of The Autumn Mindset to focus on those blocks and step into your most authentic you.